Good morning and happy Halloween, Hoosiers. I'm Julianna Mary.
And I'm Michael Skiles. Today we have a special spooky Halloween themed episode for you all.
Stay tuned for our exclusive interview with the owner of local Bloomington haunted attraction, the Barn of Terror, and his scary crew.
Also, we will be bringing our nightmares to life as Julianna and I go through the Indiana Memorial Union Nightmare House to see if we can handle the terror.
I hope that my fear entertains you. Let's get started. Before we get into our special Halloween segments we have planned, we're joined by Asher Michelson for the unnecessary updates of the week. Michael, what do you have for us?
Well, we got a really interesting one this week. This is extremely local. We got a little bit of local fame going on. So IU student Etienne Najman has gained TikTok fame by dancing in front of lecture halls. How about that?
I love this. I love somebody who is not afraid to embarrass themselves and I mean, not saying it's embarrassing, but like kind of put themselves out there. He's literally in the front of these huge lecture halls. I don't know what professors he has because mine would be like, go sit down.
I don't even know what lecture hall it is, but I can see everybody in the
idea.
background. And the comment section reflect that because a lot of people say, I wish that I was this brave. I wish that I was this confident and you know that I could do this.
It's gotten so many views and so many likes. It's absurd. And it's like TikTok fame kind of happens randomly too. And like I was just scrolling through and it popped up and I was like, this looks like an IU lecture hall.
No, I'm definitely trying to become TikTok famous, but I feel like I need to maybe like take a memo from him because it's really kind of like unexpected. I feel like he just did that, not even to become famous. And then there was a girl, I don't know if you guys saw, but a girl in the class was trying to dance along with him.
I saw that.
And then he ended up going to her house and teaching her the dance.
How to do
People
it.
were kind of roasting her in the comments, saying that she wasn't doing it right.
Well,
so.
she wasn't.
Follow-up. Yeah, she wasn't. You're right.
I mean,
She totally
listen,
wasn't.
if you're gonna do TikTok, you gotta at least do it right. I mean,
Exactly.
Okay,
Do the
Asher's
dance
the
right.
ultimate judge of the TikTok. Okay, so now in some Halloween news, the McKimmy Manor is being called the most terrifying haunted house in the world. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but they're offering $20,000 to anyone who can complete the 10 hours of terror.
Oh my gosh.
People are literally lining up. There's like 200,000 people on the waiting list. You have to complete a physical and mental exam before you even go into the house, and you have to sign like a 40-page waiver, which is just like
it's
crazy.
Absurd.
Wow.
Yeah.
I looked up this stuff on YouTube, like what they're doing to these people. It's not a haunted house. It's like physical torture that you're subjecting yourself to. They're drowning you, they're waterboarding you, they're ripping off your nails.
But it's like a fascinating, like almost like experiment because people are literally waiting. Like they want to do this so badly and want to take on the challenge. But then before they even go into the house, they make them watch a bunch of videos of people quitting to literally try to convince them not to do it, and they still do it.
And you don't actually have to pay to do it. You just have to pay with 4 cans of dog food because supposedly the owner has a lot of dogs.
So it's a good cause, maybe.
Yeah.
You get to feed the owner's dogs.
It just goes to the point that people are literally so willing to do this, and it's insane.
They end up bruised and like cut. Like, I don't understand why you would do this to yourself personally. And they're saying it's a test of my like survivability. Like, no, you're just like
if you're in that situation, you're not surviving very well.
No, you're into like someone like hurting you. Which,
that's scary. Well, next up we have Coldplay using classified ads in local papers to reveal new album tracks called Everyday Life. So the new album will be split into 2 parts, Sunrise and Sunset. So an interesting way to do it, isn't it?
Definitely an interesting kind of take on like traditional, like how people reveal their albums. I know like Taylor Swift has been super low-key about revealing some of her albums, and I feel like this is kind of playing along to that because I feel like the way that Coldplay is, they're so kind of like under the radar these days that they couldn't just, you know, announce the album like normal. They had to like do something
weird.
different. Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone's always trying to look for like new ways to produce some content and new ways to get things promoted. I don't know, it's original, but like Is it exciting?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
but it does have that kind of
Mystery.
like mystery to it. Also, like people are posting about it now, and like that's really all it takes. Like really, half of marketing today is just getting people to post, like normal people to post things to show their friends. So I feel like it has that oddity factor that kind of plays to their favor. But I'm excited to hear the album.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, if they're putting it in local newspaper ads, it better be good.
Wasn't this like, wasn't their last album like supposed to be their last album too or something? I don't know.
I don't really follow too much Coldplay.
Neither do
Yeah.
I.
Who knows? Well, I'm excited to listen to it either way. So next up, some Kardashian news, obviously. Kanye donated $1 million to Kim's favorite charities to criminal justice reform organizations for her birthday, which was on the 21st. So I just think people always say, what do you give somebody that already has everything? This is their answer. You donate.
Yeah, philanthropy. Give back, you know, give some of that money back. It's kind of like the whole Rockefeller situation, you know, you just spread the wealth once you have it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's setting a great example, and people keep posting like, oh my gosh, goals, and like posting that he gave her like a piece of paper that was like the official certificate of donation.
Oh,
and I feel like last time he gave her stocks, right?
Yeah.
For some holiday.
Right. That's a very
So I
Kanye
feel like
thing.
I feel like a lot of their gifts revolve around like money, like investing in there.
I mean, I just think
have a lot
it's
of
so ridiculous because it's like, I'm going to give you $1 million to donate to charity. I would just want diamonds. Personally, if I had that much money.
Well,
a bunch of
if
diamonds.
anyone's shopping for Asher's birthday,
Diamonds.
then you know what to get him.
Diamonds.
Diamonds. But I feel like if she really wanted diamonds,
She
she
can
already
get a diamond.
probably has them or is being given them to
Probably.
for free.
Okay, well, in some royal news, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, has admitted that her life has been a struggle since her marriage to Prince Harry, and that not many people ask if I'm okay. British friends warned her that the tabloids would destroy her life. And then Wendy Williams just went into this and said, you know, Meghan, no one feels sorry for you. Like, you knew what you were signing up for, girl.
I agree. I think that, like, how bad can you really feel for her? Like,
You can't.
She literally married into the royal family.
Yeah, you kind of ask for it really by doing that.
I'm going to pop off on this real quick because
Okay,
she
Asher.
said
Everybody stand
that
back.
she didn't have any idea that like the British people even had like these tabloids. Okay, there's tabloids in every single country. I don't care where you are. 2, you know that you're going to become a household name. You were on Suits before. No one knew who you were then. Now everyone knows who you are now. Expect to be in the public eye. And just the idea that like she's like, oh my gosh, all these people are coming at me now. Of course they are. You're a royal now. Get used to it. You wanted this lifestyle. You wanted the money. You wanted the fame.
Yeah, own it.
Yeah.
You know, at that
Yeah,
point.
I mean, I definitely think she knew somewhat what she was getting herself into. I'm sorry that she's struggling, but
It's tough.
I'd rather be struggling in a mansion than struggling
Yeah.
in, like, a tiny little New
shack.
York
Oh my God.
apartment or
Yeah,
something.
whatever.
Stop
Like,
complaining. Go to your philanthropy in Africa and then live your happy life. Move to America if you don't like it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
well, I'm sure she'll get your message. So.
Yes.
Joining us in the studio today for our Halloween special is the owner of local haunted attraction, the Barn of Terror, Jared Neal, and Snark and Jester. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Great to
Yeah,
have you.
we're
It's
so
really
excited.
cool. Yeah, we love the costumes, first of all. It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But first of all, we'd want to ask you, what was the inspiration behind the Barn of Terror?
The inspiration comes from my side of the family of Halloween being huge. Grandma was always big on Halloween and making it a big part of trick or treat time. So she always did that, and as I got older, I wanted to try it on my own. So I made it much bigger and for the public. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
Very
Spread it to
cool.
everybody, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
So can you tell us a little bit about Barn of Terror? How does the whole attraction work?
Okay, so the Barn of Terror, it's in an old barn. It's a family-owned barn. It used to be used for farm use, and we've converted it to a haunted attraction. Basically, we've got many rooms of different creatures and ghouls that are inside. And people come, they go through, they get scared by various monsters and whatnot that we have, and that's pretty much how it goes. So.
That does sound really scary. I know for me, haunted houses absolutely terrify me, especially if they're in an old barn. But we know that you have a new part of the attraction coming up? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this year, our last official Barn of Terror night is Halloween, but then on the November 1st and 2nd, we're doing a new Barn of Terror Lights Out. So there will be no lights, and you are basically sitting into the barn with a flashlight that we have built that may or may not work, and you have to find your way through.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So.
That's like the dark. That's, you know, everybody's afraid of the dark, so.
Yeah.
That's really freaky, actually.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. That's going to be absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, honestly, that's really freaky.
So I've actually never given an interview before where I am kind of scared of our guests. But can you guys tell me kind of what your favorite part of scaring is, why you like to do what you do?
Want to go first?
Sure. I think that the best part of scaring is not just scaring anyone, but being able to scare full-grown men who like take their like wives and kids into a haunted house expecting just for them to be scared, and then seeing me and, you know, crying. It's great.
Yeah, I'd be terrified, honestly.
That does sound really scary.
Yeah, it really does. So what goes into it? What makes a good haunted house or haunted attraction?
Well, it depends on what kind of scare you want. She tends to just freak people out and like jump sometimes, a little bit of psychological. I'm mostly psychological. People see me and they don't know how to sort me out. It's like you're this green-looking, sinister thing and your accent doesn't quite match. And then we have the sort of scare that's, you didn't see what's coming. Both of them, I think, are brilliant if well done.
Yeah.
Very true.
Honestly.
Yeah, well, I would be definitely scared of both of you guys. But can you tell us a little bit about your costumes?
Yeah. The whole snark
Yeah,
gesture,
so what,
can you tell us about?
Yeah, where
maybe a
does the
backstory?
inspiration come from behind this?
No, this is my natural state. If I went to my
Oh,
human
right,
state,
right.
you probably wouldn't recognize me. But I just am who I am.
There you go.
There you go. How about you,
And
Jester?
why are you a jester?
Oh, this is just my day-to-day outfit, but you know, I tossed on the socks. It was a little cold today.
Oh, okay,
Right,
you might get some stares sometimes, I'm sure.
Yeah, go to Starbucks, get a coffee, just chilling in line.
Yeah.
There you go.
So tell us a little bit about where people can find you.
You can find us on Facebook. We have a webpage, barnofterror.com. As far as the physical location, we're on North Old 37. It's about 20 minutes north of town, so pretty easy to find. Just put us into Google Maps and it finds us no problem.
Okay.
There you go. Easy enough.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a very happy Halloween.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
If that interview wasn't enough to put you in the spooky mood, I am taking you out on the street with the IU Folklore Department to hear some of the mysteries and mayhem that haunts IU's campus. It's officially spooky season here in Bloomington, and whether or not if you believe in ghosts, the IU Folklore Department is here to take us on the spookiest of tours of IU's campus for a very special Halloween Jack on the Street. Indiana University's campus is often known for its beautiful landscape, especially in the fall with its bright colors and falling leaves. But thanks to the Folklore and Ethnomusicology Student Association, guests were treated to a different after-hour view of IU. The FESA welcomed a sold-out crowd of 150 people for its annual Ghost Walk tour across campus, where guests eagerly waited for the walk to begin in order to see whether or not ghosts happen to haunt IU.
I definitely didn't believe that there might be ghosts on this walk.
Oh yeah, I'm very eager to hear some of the ghost stories because I never knew that IU was haunted, and I definitely believe in ghosts.
I'm excited to see if it's scary or not, like whether or not it's gonna actually spook me, if there's stuff I don't know about the campus. There's some like ghosts haunting me. Maybe that's why I do bad on some of my tests.
Guests were led to 7 unique locations, where folklore PhD candidates and professors shared the scary stories and urban legends rooted right at IU. Inside the IU Memorial Union, guests were led inside to the tutor room to hear the story of a cursed painting of a little boy who died just days after the painting was created. Eyewitnesses report that the painting is responsible for tipped over tables and chairs, dropped dishes, and other poltergeist-like behavior. Also inside the Union, another cursed painting can be found in the Federal Room, causing mayhem consisting of reports of flashing lights, slammed doors, and weird sounds that all began after the subject of the painting's family's ashes were removed and stolen from the room. Out in Dunn Cemetery, IU professor Dr. Dobler explained the tale of a black, shadowy woman who calls the graveyard home, that has been reported to lurk in the shadows and follow students around. At Ballantyne Hall, walkers were told of 4 suicide attempts off the 10-story building. 3 successful, and 1 in 2004, leaving a student alive, but with 2 shattered legs. Over at the IU auditorium, speakers shared the account of a construction worker standing on top of the building's roof who lost his balance and fell through a glass-plated window, falling to the ground covered in a pool of his own blood. Years after, security guards and actors alike say the auditorium has reports of sounds and appearances resembling a man that lurks the building's halls, as well as appearances of blood on stage. Other stories shared around campus include an illegal abortion practice that left accounts of sounds that resembled a fetus's hands tapping walls and floors, medical cadaver body parts placed in a dorm room leaving a student lifeless, and even a hatchet murder inside McNutt Residence Center. The FESA and IU Folklore Department explained that these stories are all a part of a collection that expresses the traditions, beliefs, and community of IU, and deserves to be told each and every year.
I think really it's just about letting people know about belief. I think it's interesting to put out there what others like connect with certain places and certain contexts and just share them, put out the knowledge.
FESA invites all students to join their club and welcomes the entire community to stay engaged with the folklore of Bloomington by coming out to their future events. FESA also asks students to be on the lookout for any paranormal activity and to witness and see IU as the beautiful, haunted ground it truly is. Reporting from the spookiest of destinations for the Bloomington Breakfast Club, I'm Jack Bassett, wishing you all a very happy Halloween.
To give us some more insight on the legends that haunt our campus is Indiana University Urban Legends professor, Dr. Dobler. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So our first question is, can you tell us about your Urban Legends class?
So every fall I teach a big Urban Legends class here, about 150 students. We talk about different legends, contemporary legends, urban legends, rumors that kind of filter through society, and we talk about what they mean to us, large scale.
Right. Tell us a little bit about why you think it's important for students to know about urban legends, especially on campus.
Well, legends and a lot of folklore have to do with the sorts of things that we take for granted. They're the kinds of stories that we tell every day without really thinking about what we're doing. So it's really fun to teach because it's the sort of thing that students already know. So there's not a lot of barrier as far as getting familiar with it. But it forces you to sort of look reflexively at the kinds of experiences you have every day, the stories that we tell. Legends specifically set on campus can really help this feel like a lived-in place, a place that you can make your home, not just a place that you come for school. I mean, that's part of it, definitely, but
that's awesome, yeah.
Right.
I feel like,
It's really
I
cool.
feel like storytelling plays such a big role in history that it's super important, and that's why we have classes on it.
It's a big deal. Actually, can you tell us like an urban legend here at Indiana University?
Yeah, there are a number of them here. A couple of haunted buildings. As we were talking, the Tudor room has the young boy, Jacob, ghost. We've got a ghost dog in other parts of the IMU. But specifically, I can tell you a story that was really big in the late 60s, early 70s here on IU, and you still hear it referenced sometimes.
Okay.
It has to do with the Hatchet Man.
Oh, wow.
So the way the story goes, right? The way the story goes, 2 young women were over in McNutt, and they decided to stay on campus over Christmas break. So campus was very empty. They're huddled up alone in their dorm room. They
eerie.
Yeah, exactly. And they get a warning. Not only is it eerie because it's empty, but there is a maniac on the loose who has been killing people with an axe.
You don't want that?
Oh, no.
No, I bet they thought twice about staying. So they're there. They have a warning to stay inside, especially at night. Don't go wandering around, which they stick to at first, but they start to get bored. One of the young women decides she's going to go out. She's going to go to a party. There's a party at a fraternity for anybody who happens to still be there over the break. It's across campus. It's through the woods. So She tells her roommate, I'm going to go out, but you lock the door. Don't let anybody in. I have my key. You know, be safe. So she goes. The roommate who stays behind waits up for her, but eventually she falls asleep. She wakes up in the dead of night, and she hears a scratching, sort of shuffling, some heavy breathing at the door. She's terrified. She thinks this is the hatchet man. So she runs, she hides in the closet. She waits and waits. Eventually the sounds stop. She falls asleep again. She wakes up the next morning, comes out, sees that her roommate has not come home. She thinks, I gotta go look for her. I gotta make sure she's okay. This was the time before cell phones, remember? You can't just call or text. So she goes, she opens the door, and she sees her roommate's body, bloody, cut up, lying on the floor, right outside the door. What happened was the roommate, right after she left, realized that she actually forgot her key. She turns to go back into the dorm when an axe hits her from behind. She struggles, she gets away. She takes some more blows to the neck, the throat. She crawls, bleeding, up the stairs, down the hall. And the sounds, the shuffling that the other roommate thought was the axe man, the hatchet man, were actually the roommate trying to get in.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. That is very
chills.
spooky. And I used to live in McNutt, so like, hopefully now we have like better security, maybe?
A little safer nowadays, hopefully.
A little bit safer, yeah. Okay, well, I hope that everyone is scared by that.
I know I am.
For this spooky Halloween season. But if anyone is now interested in taking your class, where can they find you? What are the names of your classes that you teach?
So I teach Folklore 141, an urban legend class that fulfills a lot of gen ed requirements every fall. The Department of Folklore and Ethnomusicology is over in the classroom office building at 800 East 3rd Street. We can get you more information there. But this spring I'll be teaching a big course on memes, trolls, and fandoms, exploring digital culture. I'm going to be doing that each spring.
That's very fun.
That sounds fun.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for giving me new materials for my nightmares.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah.
Michael and I decided to face our fears and walk through the Nightmare House, hosted by IU Late Night. Michael, how are you feeling?
Well, honestly, I'm a little terrified because I've never been in a haunted attraction. I haven't been in a haunted house. I haven't been in a haunted barn or any of that. So I'm a little scared, to be honest.
Okay, well, you've got another thing coming because I get scared so easily, and I kind of have a bad history with haunted houses,
Oh, no.
so I'm super nervous, but I'm going to do my best to be brave. Let's go check it out. We are here at IU Late Night's Nightmare House, about to go through with Dylan, the marketing manager. We're very nervous.
Very nervous.
Yeah, okay, he's studying. That's scary, honestly. He's just chilling there. Okay.
That's good.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, he's nice.
Okay, why is he just sitting there?
He's vibing.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
That is a stance.
Okay, we're good. Everything's fine.
It's cool. I love Stranger Things. Really nice.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Okay.
It's just a light. It's
There's
just a light.
just nothing.
Oh,
Okay.
that was not.
Wait, this door cannot open, please. Nope.
I don't think it would, right?
No.
Ooh.
Oh, I hate the dark.
Oh,
Michael,
this
why
is
are you
it.
letting
This
me
is
over?
it.
You go
Oh,
first.
shoot. This is like the. Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Wait, oh my god! Wait, I didn't see her.
Hello.
Whoever truly dies in daring.
I hate the I hate the balloons. I hate the balloons.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Ah!
Where did you come from?
I hate the balloons. I hate the balloons. Michael, just go faster. Go.
We got a vibe.
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
I hate clowns.
What's going on
no,
in
no,
here?
no, 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 no. I hate clowns.
Annabelle's room. It's crazy.
Stop. No. God, that's freaking scary.
Hey, Jules, I'll head up a little bit, okay?
Yeah, you're letting me go first this whole time.
Someone there calling.
Oh! Oh God. Okay, wait, there's somebody there. There's somebody there. I see you
Oh, it's
still.
like strobes.
Don't come over here.
Doctor's waiting for you.
Oh God.
I don't want the doctor. No! Sorry, Michael.
It's okay. I'll be the punching bag.
Oh my god.
Hi, how are you? Oh, he's gone.
Wait, I don't like that at all.
Occupied? Oh, man.
You don't scare me. You stay over there.
Oh.
No, that's real. That one moved.
That's scary.
Go.
All right. Let's get through there.
Go. Ah.
Oh, are they popping balloons?
No, she's chopping the arm. That's the baby.
Oh.
No, I don't like it. No, I do not like that at all. I don't like the crawling. They can't do that.
Poor doctor.
My legs are like shaking.
Oh, shit.
No, I hate that. I hate that movie.
Those weren't safety scissors. They weren't.
No.
There's no getting out now.
Oh.
Okay, I literally hate the movie.
It's still going.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No! He literally. Michael, you come over here.
Oh, it's a
It's a rat on the ground.
Spiders and rats.
Okay, there are spiders and rats
We're
on the
shocked
ground.
you do this.
No, that guy's
Oh,
following
we gotta
us.
go this way. Let's go left. Let's go left. We gotta go left. Here we go.
No.
Oh, wow.
I'm like destroying the whole haunted house.
Where have you been?
There are spiders. Okay. Everything's good.
That last movie. You get through. You
We're
got
fine. Nope.
Cool.
No.
Go this way.
No, there has
No.
to be a separate No. Michael?
Oh, I'm here. Come here.
You're my favorite.
Oh, we go outside.
It's got
Okay.
Everybody
The
watch your head.
outdoors is safe.
Hey, safe zone. All right.
We made it.
Do we have punch out here?
We made it, I think.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
They do have punch.
Not scared at all, obviously. Really not that scary. Honestly, pretty brave if you ask me.
No! Oh, God!
Thank you all for tuning in to this spooky episode of the Bloomington Breakfast Club.
Be sure to follow us on all social media at B-Town B-Fast Club. And if you are interested in joining our TBBC team, please contact Amy at amygala@iu.edu.
That's a wrap, Hoosiers. We hope you have a very happy and safe Halloween. See you next Monday.